Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton. I know it's been forever. I apologize for that. I've been so busy, and I will tell you all about what I've been up to. But you're watching Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television, and we do a few reality shows on the side for now. And one of the daytime TV shows that we're doing is General Hospital, and I'm actually going to be. I might not even talk about the show at all because I'm going to be talking a lot about the fan club weekend that I just came back from. That was a big part of why I was busy, right? But I'm going to actually kind of go reverse chronologically. So I'm going to start with, so today, I'm not going to lie, today at work on my lunch hour, I enjoyed a margarita. Nothing major, but and I wasn't wearing anything that would, at work, that would, let people know that I was still on the job. But, I went and I had a drink, and I was so loose and I felt so good. And and then after work, I did pole dancing class. And let me tell you, I had a great pole dancing class, and I haven't pole danced since last Tuesday. So it's been 6 days, and I normally, I pole dance at least 1 hour every day, except 2 hours on Sundays and Mondays. So I was kind of scared at first that I was going to be awful. It was so great. I nailed this one trick. Well, I don't know about nailed, but I got this one trick called the twisted meat hook that has been, if you look at it, you'll find it on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But I got it, and I was so excited, and I had to tell my teachers. I was like, oh my God, I got the twisted meat hook. It was so great. It was awesome. Okay, so let's talk about this past weekend. So this past weekend was the General Hospital Fan Club weekend. So on Wednesday, we'll take it back to Wednesday. Wednesday, I worked my 8 hours, and then I went from work to Glendale, and I spent the night at Glendale. Actually, I spent the whole weekend in Glendale with my mom, and even though I had just seen her the weekend before, but I spent the weekend with my mom. And, the next morning, I got up early, and I got my hair cut. No mullet anymore. Remember how I was like, God, I'm having a fucking mullet. It's driving me crazy. But I'm not, so it's good. And let's see, what else? Oh, come on, here we go. So I also, then that afternoon, that's when it all started. And they had cocktails with Josh Swickard and William DeVry. Now, I have done events with William before, but never with Josh. And for those of you that are uninitiated, you know that William DeVry plays Julian Jerome on General Hospital. And before that, he was Storm Logan on Bold and the Beautiful. And Josh Swickard is the one I also affectionately refer to as Detective Cutie Pie. And let me tell you something. Detective Cutie Pie is fucking cute in person, too. He is adorable. He's so cute, and he's so funny too. Okay, so this is now, I'm coming up on my 3rd year of doing these soap events, right? And I always make lots of friends wherever I go. I love it. I love meeting the fans and meeting the people, and I love everything about it, and so I met my friends that I have known for a while, Anna and Jill. I knew them from Nancy Lee Grand's events. We'll get to her in a minute. I knew them from her events. And so, so I was sitting here, and Jill was sitting next to me, and next to Jill was Josh Swickard. And Jill had her back to me, and she was all talking to Josh Swickard, right? So we were talking about names, and he remembered that my name was Angel because I had taken a picture with him before, and I was like, my name's Angel, and he's like, you're Angel, right? I'm like, yes. So he's getting better at names, and Jill, and this was so perfect. Jill was like, oh, I bet you can't guess my name, and she doesn't even know this, but I'm sitting behind her going, and Josh goes, I don't know, Jill, and she's all, how did you know that? It was great, but he's so cute. He's like, I can't go on with that. He told me. It was great though. It was so much fun. So that was a great night. And then after that was the kickoff party that they had. And they had quite a few people at the kickoff party. Oh, God, they had a lot. First of all, the first person I went to was, as you know, my favorite person, Risa Dorkin, who plays Amy Driscoll, who has, ever since Nathan died, has been not getting as much airtime as she should. God damn it. I want to see more Amy. I mean, that was the whole point. See, okay, that would irritate me if the whole point of having her was to be an homage to Nosy Nurse Amy when Amy Vining was her. Why? Now that Nathan's gone, she doesn't have a story anymore. I mean, seems kind of fucked up, right? Anyways, but I love her, and you know what? And now I love her husband too, because he's fantastic. Also, I love them. They are so adorable. I love them. I can't. So then after that, then I went to Kathleen Gotti, and who plays Nurse Obrecht, and she was fantastic. She was so amazing. I love her so much. And I told her that Nathan's death, although, you know, I think it might have been a little bit unnecessary from a writing standpoint because, you know, if he can't come back to the show ever, as Nathan at least. So but the good news about that is that it really brought out the best performances in Kathleen Gotti, Michelle Stafford, who plays Nina, and Kirsten Storms, who plays Maxie. All three of them, incredible performances. And I was like, oh my God, and the funeral, when Bradford Anderson and Risa Dorkin, Spinelli and Amy started singing, I was crying. It was awesome. It was so awesome. It was so incredible. So I told her I loved her performance. I thought her work was so good. And then afterwards, I saw, okay, let's talk about Christina Melandro Wagner. That bitch looks incredible. She looks so amazing. Like, she really does look so good. And I told her, I said, I've been watching you for 40 years. And she's like, really? I was like, I swear to God, I've been watching the show since 1978. Well, she hasn't been on for 40 years, but I've been watching the show for 40 years. And I loved when you were the whole Aztec princess and your grandmother. And she's like, what was my grandmother's name? And I was like, Maria? She's like, Mariah. I'm like, Mariah, that's right, Mariah. I mean, that was 30 years ago, but she was like, wow, you've been watching a while. I'm like, honey, I know my fucking soap operas. You know what I'm saying? I know my daytime television. So she was fantastic. I got to meet Hudson West, is the little boy that plays Jake. TK Weaver was also there. He played Danny, but I never got around to meeting him. But Hudson West, I mean, I had to tell him, I don't know where it comes from, but you do such a good job with material that is like way above your years. So it's very impressive. And he was so nice. He signed a picture for me. He was great. He was really cool. Super cool kid. Let's see, was there? So then the next day was Friday, right? Friday day, I didn't really have anything Friday day, which was good because, you know, I had a lot of stuff to do. And then Friday night, because that was Thursday. And then Friday night, Nancy had an event. Now, this was at the same time as the All My Children One Life to Live reunion event that they had. But I would have rather done, I mean, I would have liked to have done that, but I would have rather done Nancy's event anyways. So I did Nancy's event and it was great. And I will say that my iPad came in handy because I was taking drink orders. And let me tell you, I got a little bit tipsy. Like I had like maybe, I don't know, 6 drinks. So her event was great. And after that event, my little sister calls me and it ended at like 10:30. And so, and the best part about this is that for Fan Club Weekend, all of the events happen either at the Embassy Suites or the Glendale Hilton. And in Glendale, like I walked every day I walked. It was fucking great. I didn't have to drive. So I could get shitty if I wanted to because I wasn't driving anywhere. So I'm fine. So I was intoxicated, but it didn't really kick in until afterwards. My sister calls me and she's like, hey, you want to go see Mamma Mia 2 tonight? And I was like, sure, let's go see it. So I was like, she's like, it's at the Americana. I was like, okay, I'll meet you there. So we go. So I'm at the Americana and I'm waiting for her and her friend, and I'm sitting there. And as I'm sitting on the curb outside the movie theater, that's when it really kicks in. And I was like, okay. So I just kind of leaned my head over and I just puked in the bushes, just completely threw up. And I was like, okay. And then the security guard comes up to me and I'm like, oh my God, I'm totally getting kicked out. And he's like, are you going to be okay, sir? He was cute too. He's like, are you going to be okay, sir? And I was like, I'm good. I promise you I'm good. He's like, okay. So then he walks away. Then my sister comes. We go in. There's only 6 of us in the entire movie theater. So we all are singing and dancing, and it was the best. It was the greatest. Now, I like the first movie better. The first movie made me cry twice with Slipping Through My Fingers and The Winner Takes It All. Mamma Mia 2 didn't quite make me cry. And what was weird is that, Donna's dead. I know, sorry, spoiler alert, Donna dies. But I mean, at this point now, everyone knows that. But that's kind of sad. But we still, and we never know how or why or what happened. But we know that she's gone. That's it. So, my little sister, on the other hand, she loved the whole, follow your dreams bullshit that they were talking about. I mean, she was like, she was crying. So she probably prefers the second one to the first one, but I prefer the first one to the second one. But I love them both. And the 3 young guys playing Bill, Harry, and Sam, gorgeous. Gorgeous, all 3 of them. Incredible. Oh, so good. It was so good. Okay, so, but I got home at like 2 in the morning. I got to sleep. And I didn't get to sleep until like 2:30 because then I woke up at 7. I'd only gotten like 4.5 hours of sleep. And I swear to God, I hated my life. I was like, oh my God, I hate my life. Because I knew I had to walk to Nancy's for the morning. So I walked, and actually I was fine. It was great. She had a Saturday morning event that I went to. It was fantastic. And then after that, they had the main event, which was, I got to meet a bunch more cast members and take pictures with them and talk about the show and talk about all kinds of stuff. Oh, I did. One of the things I love is that daytime is one big family. So even though someone might be on General Hospital one week, they will be on Days of Our Lives the next week, or Bold and the Beautiful the week after that, or Young and the Restless in 3, you know what I'm saying? So I got to talk with people because I watch all the shows. I got to talk to them about all the different parts that they played, and it was pretty fucking awesome. I really enjoyed it a lot. So that was the actual. But I will say I was a little bit disappointed because, well, first of all, okay, wait, I need to tell you how much I love Tamara Braun, who plays Kim Nero. Before that, she played Carly way back. She was like 2 Carlys ago. And before, and in between there, she played Ava Vitale and Taylor Walker. God, I liked her as Taylor Walker, but I preferred Natalia Livingston as Taylor Walker. But I loved her as Ava Vitale. I thought she was perfect. And she was so sweet. She recorded a special little video that I posted on my Twitter. Also, it was really cute. So you'll have to go to Twitter to check that out. And she recorded it as Ava. It was really cool. I really liked it. It was cute. So I ran to her line first because she was the one I really was dying to meet. And then I, started to make my way around to all the other people. Oh my God, I met Michelle Stafford, who plays Nina. She was so nice. I mean, so unbelievably nice. I can't even begin to tell you how much I love her. She's so fierce. And I asked her, I said, okay, here's the deal. I know you're with Valentine right now, but do you think that there's a chance we'll ever see a Nina and Drew hookup? And she was like, Drew? I was like, I'll explain. when both of you were on Young and the Restless playing Phyllis and Billy, there was obviously some chemistry there during the the Restless Style days, but you guys never consummated that. Now that those characters are now played by other actors, they have, and they're together. But in a way, as a viewer, I feel a little bit cheated because I would have liked to have seen you guys get together. And she's like, you know what? I'm so grateful that I come to work and I could be with any of these guys, you know, whatever the writers put on the page, you know, and I bring it to life. I'm just grateful. And we talked skincare. She's fantastic. She hooked me up with a coupon code, and I will be using her skincare. Sorry, Robert Palmer Watkins. He also does skincare too, but he sells for Rodan and Fields, and Haley Aaron and Cameron Grimes also kind of did a little mini infomercial on Instagram, which is fine, but it's a little bit, I think I might be a little bit too old for it I'm just saying. Well, I mean, whatever. Anyways. Okay, so I met Michelle Stafford. And so after meeting Michelle Stafford and Tamara Braun and Risa, because I went back to Risa because I love her so much. And then I saw Dione. But then I went to go see Haley Aaron, and she had already left for the day. And so had Kirsten Storm. So I was a little bit disappointed because I didn't get to see either one of them. But, you know, every year that goes by, I get closer and closer. Okay, so then the next day, right? So that was Saturday, right? Then Sunday day, they had the past cast event. Now, this was great because they had all kinds of people from the show that had left the show now, like... oh my God. For example, Teao Penglis, who played Victor Cassadine, he was there, but you know him from Days as Tony and Andre DiMera. And I was like, listen, who do you think was the love of both of your characters' lives? And he was like, that's a good question. He's like, Andre didn't have much of a love life, but I would probably say Kate. So good news to you, Lauren Koslow. And he said, and Tony, without a question, Anna. Leanne Hunley, love you to death. So great. It was so wonderful. Talked to him, talked to Carly Schroeder, who played Serena, Scotty's daughter with Lucy gave birth, but it was really his daughter with Dominique. And oh my God, that scene when Dominique died in his arms and the snow was falling lightly. I mean, oh my God, that was like in the 80s or 90s, and I was just bawling on that too. That was so crazy. It was great. But she was great. We took a fierce little filter photo together. Fantastic. It was so good. And Nicholas Cassadine, AKA Tyler Christopher, who is now Stephen DiMera on Days, he didn't stick around that long either. And I was a little bit disappointed but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he's feeling a little bit of heat from people. But it's not his fault. First of all, let me say, it's not his fault. But they kind of wrote the way that he, sort of, I don't want to say that he raped Abby, but, I mean, he took advantage of her being in her mental state being kind of woo, but whatever. He's a bad guy. Okay. Wait, and let me tell you, this is the best part. Well, first of all, I met Brian Gaskill, who I was like, I've loved you. I mean, I didn't say I've loved you. I said, I have watched you ever since Models Inc. He was like, wow, that was a long time ago. I was like, yes, but I know it was only on 2 seasons, but I lived for Models Inc. I lived for Linda Gray. I was all in both seasons. Fantastic. He was like, and I said, and then I watched you on Port Charles and then on All My Children. Because apparently he had shown up to the All My Children fan event and didn't tell anyone he was coming. And so that was kind of a surprise. And Nathan Fillion did the same thing. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. That's super cool. Excuse me. Okay. Oh my God, I'm getting to 20 minutes. Okay. So then later that night, I have to tell you though. So then I met Aunt Charlene, who I think she was Lucy's Aunt Charlene on General Hospital, but her name is Marie Cheatham, and she is a fucking legend because she was Marie Horton on Days of Our Lives. And not only that, but I'm telling you all, she has agreed to come on an episode of Angel Sudsy Recap. So we can talk all about her daytime career. We're going to do all kinds of stuff like that. We're going to talk about General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, what she's doing now, what brought her to acting. I'm so excited. That's going to be so much fun. So please stay tuned for that because that's going to be great. I know you're like, well, where did your fucking Sudsy specials go? Well, they're coming back, I promise. So, and then that night, Sunday night, Will had a dinner in Malibu that a bunch of us, well, there were not a bunch of us, there was only like 8 of us that went. And it was great, but I wasn't drunk per se, but I did get a little tipsy because I had 2 Mai Tais and they were good Mai Tais and they were strong Mai Tais and they were fierce. But yeah, it was a little... and then I drove home to Las Vegas. I left Glendale at like 10:30 at night. I didn't get home until 2:30 in the morning. And then I had to be at work at 8 a.m. the next day. And I was hating my life at first, but it was so great though. It was so wonderful. So I had the best time. So I want to say thank you so much to everyone involved with the General Hospital Fan Club Weekend, including the people like Debbie and Claire and Olga that put it all on. It is so appreciated. I love it so much. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone. So please feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can hashtag GH to talk General Hospital, or you can also hashtag eSiders, yeah, to talk eSiders, because I'm doing that next. And then when you can hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. And yeah, have a great night. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.